Taylor Swift.
It was so good.
I think I wasn't really a fan of hers until the Eras tour started. I actually was like a diehard hater, to be honest. And then the tour started, and I was like, "Here, this is pretty good." Whenever I was a teen, I was like, whenever I was a teen, it was like literally a month ago, anyway. But
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my moment. You better bet that I'm on it. Ready and set, I'ma own it.
Hey guys, this is Stella Atwood. I am your host. Welcome to the Be Stellar podcast. On today's episode, we have Lucy McGonigle. Yay!
Again, she's back.
Yeah.
again,
So we interviewed you on the podcast a few months ago, and it was fun. It was chaotic because we had all this like
oh,
technology
yeah.
issues. And now,
Oh,
like, she sounds great. We're seeing her great.
we're back. We're
It's
back.
we're back. It's a good
We
sign.
didn't lose 30 minutes of our other podcast this time.
So we're back and we're good. And yeah, so if y'all didn't watch that first episode with Lucy, I would recommend y'all go do that because you get to know Lucy as a person and kind of what her life is like. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about what her future looks like now and what it looks like now too. And
her
now and
present.
later, I guess. So
Present.
I would like to talk about, or if you're cool with it, not me just saying, "Hey, let's talk about this," because really it's me
No,
interviewing
I'm
you.
I'm ready for whatever.
Wadapalooza, because you just did the qualifiers and you won so far. I don't think it's official yet, but the Elite
No.
RX Women division, which if some people don't know, is like the biggest division for the women in Wadapalooza.
Period.
Period. Like it's just period. And how old are you? 18?
I'm 17.
17.
So yeah.
So,
18 in December, so soon.
wow. That's
When's your
insane.
birthday? December what?
20th.
Oh,
Ooh,
you're close.
Christmas baby. Yeah.
Christmas baby. I'm a New Year's baby, so we're close.
Oh, go.
Anyways, kind of talk to us about what those Wadapalooza qualifiers were like. You're kind of used to doing like the big girl weights in the big girl division because you've been doing it for like 2 years. But what was it like just going into that and being like, okay, I think I can qualify for this. I know I can qualify for
Yeah.
this. But did you think you were gonna win it?
Honestly, I getting back to training after we'd started talking about this a wee bit before the podcast, but I'll just repeat it. Getting back into training since the games, it's been slower than normal. I feel like normally I just find my groove straight away because because of the way the games this were, I was like straight back into school, and then I had like no summer type of thing because just the way they fell later than they normally do. So it didn't feel like the end of a season because I was just straight back into school again. And then, yeah, it just felt a lot different this year. So honestly, I've been finding it really hard, not anymore, but to start and actually want to train and want to do anything because now again I am out of the team division. It's kind of like I don't know what my season's going to look like. Even like I don't know anything about what's going to happen in this next year. So it was just a whole lot of like not knowing anything. So I think doing the Waterpalooza qualifiers, I decided I was going to do them because me, Reese, and Bergeros are doing a team. So it's like, well, if I'm going over to Miami, I might as well try and compete as an indie and get like some more experience. I done the Wodapalooza qualifiers or Wodapalooza in 2022 and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go have a go at it, get back into it. But honestly, I thought those qualifiers would make me train a bit more than they actually did. I was lucky the first week when they came out because I really liked, especially that second workout. I really liked that second workout, and I thought I'd do well in it. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting. I know it's not official yet, but to unofficially like come out on top. I thought after the first week, I was like, oh, this is typical. I'll do well this week, and then all the other workouts will come out, and I'll be like it'll just go like the way it always does. But then I was like, whenever the other workouts got announced, I was like, maybe I don't know. I didn't know how fit I was still. I've been saying it's literally just muscle memory because these last couple of weeks haven't been it in training kind of thing.
I agree with you on the first week comes in and like I'm in a great spot, and the second week comes in, you're like, oh,
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
oh no, it's everything I don't like. So
What was
That's
workout two? You said you liked workout two. Which one was that?
it was like the choose your own adventure. It was the
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
dumbbell snatches,
how
toes to
did
bar.
you strategize that?
Wait,
Because
wait, wait. Tell the audience what the workout is. All right, I'll pull it up. Hold on.
you pull it up because there's no way I can recite that from my memory.
I feel like if I had a second, I would be able to hear. I'll just pull it up. It was a choose your own adventure type where you got to partition it like one of, oh, wait, it was workout three because workout,
Two
Oh
is the
yes,
it
yeah.
was a
hang.
1 and 2. Yeah, yeah. Workout three. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier. There's like 5 different workouts in it.
Okay, but Stella, maybe you want to read through it. So
Okay.
people listening.
So there was 4 options on this workout. Option 1 was a chipper style, which is 50 toes to bar, 70 box jump overs, and 90 alternating dumbbell snatches. Option 2 was 10 rounds of 5 toes to bar, 7 box jump overs, and 9 alternating dumbbell snatches. Option 3 was 2 rounds of 25 toes to bar, 35 box jump overs, and 45 alternating dumbbell snatches,
And option 4 was something no one did.
which is a
Yeah.
reverse chipper style, starting
was
with the
like-
dumbbell snatches.
If anyone
Literally.
does reverse chipper, I don't
Nobody.
know. Like that is the most. Yeah, I don't even know why that was an option.
Like, why would you end on the toes to bar?
Oh my word! Or yeah, why would you start with 90 dumbbell snatches when you have to go into 50 toes to bar? It just makes no sense. Like
I want to know if somebody did that. Like, if anybody's
I know.
listening and is like, I did that, please message me.
Message me and we'll give you a gift card.
We will give you a.
But we need a video.
We need a video. We
Yeah,
need proof. We will give you a gift card to Starbucks if you did the reverse chipper style, and we have to know that you actually did it. That you
Yeah,
didn't
you don't
just
do it now. Yeah.
yeah.
A giveaway.
Our video review process is tougher than any of these qualifiers.
Exactly. We got to know that you did it now. Okay. Anyways, I would love to know how you kind of partitioned it and what your plan was going into it, because I did the 10 rounder one. I did
Mhm.
that because I have some trouble with my toes to bar and like doing big sets, especially under fatigue, especially grip fatigue. So that's why I did it, because I was able to do 5 toes to bar unbroken. So how did you do it?
I done the 2 rounds of 25, 25, 35, and 45.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was whenever I was talking to my coach about it, I was like, should I try and do the 1 rounder thing? And he was like, just no, you're just. I feel like for me, the option with the 2 rounder option, it kept everything where I knew I could kind of go unbroken, but you weren't sitting having to do 90 dumbbell snatches at the end of a workout, which nobody really wants to do type of thing. But I know the 10 round option, no 10, yeah, the 10 round option, I thought it would be a whole lot slower, but it's really not. I was done it with Emma McQuaid, and she done the 10 round option just to see like the difference in times, and she was literally done like maybe 5-10 seconds after me. Like it really was no difference in time, especially with all those extra transitions.
Yeah. I was talking about it with Meredith over here, aka Mom.
Mom.
And we were like, should I have done the 2 round option? Like literally 2 hours before the scores were due, I was like, should I just do it? Should I just do it
For a
again
third time.
for a third time? No, Stella. No, you shouldn't. I didn't.
Well, because
but-
when I watched her do the 10 round, like I understand the argument because the grip
Mhm.
fatigue and her
Yeah.
toes to bar just now like strong, you know, and I was like, I think you can do the 2 rounder. But it just seemed like a lot of movement, a lot of wasted time.
Yeah.
Transition, like going round and round and round. That was my thought. But if you can't
Yeah.
hold on for 25 toes to bar, then it, you know, maybe it is the right one. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
an armchair coach over here. I ain't got no business. I got no
There
opinion.
was like
Not
a
really.
5-rounder one. Was there a 5-rounder one?
No.
No,
No,
I don't
if
think-
if there was, I probably would have done that.
Yeah.
Just
I
'cause
feel like
that's-
just whatever one that you don't have to rest on. Like if you're coming down on the 2 rounder on the second set of toes to bar, when you could have just done the 10 rounds like back to back to back, that's where you're losing your time. I don't really think you're losing too much on the transitions in the 10 rounder if you can like move quickly between them type of thing.
Yeah. It's
Now,
however you can keep moving.
Yeah.
How will this team Wadapalooza qualifiers go? Do you know kind of how it works?
I have no idea. I was like the recent finishers. I was like, guys, I will not be the team captain because I am not good at organizing any of this. So one of you two please do it because I'm not dealing. I can barely deal with one video, never mind 3 videos coming in. So Reese took over that responsibility, thank God, because that would have been terrible. But I don't honestly really know, yeah, what how it's gonna work. I think we all have to send all our videos to Reese and then she just can upload them from there, I'm pretty sure.
Mm. Now, how would that work if like you go as an individual and a team? Are those separate days?
If you compete as an individual, I think the teen and the team are on the same days, but if you do the individual in both, they're on like different days.
Okay, that makes sense because I have a few friends in like the 16 18 who are doing like teen and team,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, they'll
Yeah.
have to pick. I think
Yeah.
teen has to pick, yeah, but individual and team with an M can go. You can do both,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I think so. Anyways, that's really exciting. Wadapalooza
Yeah.
is a really cool competition, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to qualify for it. It was
Yeah.
surprising. I was like, oh, I mean, I knew it was gonna be hard.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
was
finish it, but like,
yeah.
yikes. These girls are good in the 16 to 18.
I actually love going back and looking at like the teen leaderboards now, even though I'm not on it. I'm like, oh my God, let's see who's coming through. Let's see. It's so exciting. Like I didn't even think about it, but because normally if I like whenever I was a team, I would a teen, sorry, teen and team at all. Like I always kind of mix up. Whenever I was a teen, I was like whenever I was a teen, it was like literally a month ago anyway. But I would always just like look at the teens and I would look at the individuals sometimes just to see what's going on. But like no, I love going back and like looking at the teens and looking at everyone coming through. It's exciting.
Yeah. I would have been in like the 13 to 15 division, because I missed the cutoff by like six
Oh,
hours.
it's so
Like
annoying.
she
Yeah, it's
was a
because
New
you're a New
Year's.
Year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the
Yeah.
youngest in the 16 18 division.
For
Oh,
sure.
that's so annoying. That's what whenever I was swimming, I was like, oh, I just wish I was born like 2 weeks later because then you could get into like all the other like you'd be the oldest in the category rather than the youngest. So I know you
Yeah.
feel there.
It's kind of cool though, being the youngest and whooping some
And
butt a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
but it's
definitely.
also
At least in the
like
first few.
the first few. But then it's like, oh, I could have made Wadapalooza in 13 to 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I get yeah.
it's fine. So, what are your goals for this next year? Because you're moving up to the individual division and you've kind of like been in the individual division, if that makes sense. Like you went to
Mhm.
semifinals this past year.
Yeah.
So you kind of experienced it, but what are your goals? Because you're now like officially in it.
Honestly, I really haven't thought about it that much. Obviously, I would love to qualify as an individual. Like, I feel like that's just standard for everyone in CrossFit. I feel like I know I've been to semis the last couple of years, but whenever you get to semis, you just realize the girls you're competing against are like they're not just so much better at you than one workout, they're so much better at you than at like 20 different workouts. And it's like how am I ever gonna improve? But I think what I've learned from the last couple of years of doing semi-finals is you don't actually see the improvement, especially during training, because the first year I competed in semis, I think I came 44th, and the next year I think I was 19th that year. So you don't actually notice very much of a difference. But like seeing like the numbers come out at the end of the year, it definitely shows you that you are improving. And I know even from moving from like 19th up until what it's normally like the top 10 to 12 that qualify to Europe, even if that's even how they're going to do it this way. Like that is such a big jump. But I think I'm planning on competing this year and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I won't like I'm obviously gonna try and qualify, but if I don't qualify, I think that is what it is. That's life, isn't it?
What was the games like this year as your last year in the teen division? Because you've competed all 4 years, which is just impressive. Like, there's very few games athletes who have competed all 4 years in the teen division. So, what was it like? Like, what headspace were you in that weekend, knowing that that was your last year in the teen division?
Yeah, it was different. I don't think it really hit me that it was my last year until we were at the closing ceremony, and I was like, I'm like never going to be back here again. You know what I mean? At least never back here competing as a teen. Which it was sad. Well, no, it was sad just because like of all the people that I've met through the teens, and it's like I might not see these guys for another, I don't know, however many years. Even if they continue to not compete, I might never see them again. So. But I think it was just like reflecting on the past 4 years. And honestly, as each year goes by, like it goes by in an instant. I don't think like even in my last year, I knew what was going on, but you kind of feel like you're still new to everything a wee bit because it's so well, at least for me, it's always so exciting. And especially with the new venue and everything this year. But yeah, I think the games this year was definitely a different experience for me. Um, just based on like a lot of different things. Like the type of events and not even the type of events, but just like the number of people. Like every time I've competed at the games, it's always been, well, the first year it was top 20, but the last 2 years has always been only 10 people. So I think that was always a safety net, knowing you could only get like the worst place you could get was 10th kind of thing. Whereas this if you have one bad event and then you get like, I don't know, like 25th, and then you're basically out because there's only 7 events in the competition. So I think that was definitely a big hurdle to try and have to deal with. And but that's what happens in competition. I feel like you just have to learn from it and move on.
Now, what did you like? What would you say is the big thing that you learned this year? Because you've learned a lot these past 4 years,
Yeah.
but like, what is a
Mhm.
new thing that you've learned?
I feel like all the other years that I've went to the games, the first year, well, I've gone and I've done what I wanted to do, and this year I obviously didn't do that, which was purely down to execution errors. And but I think it's taught me to learn how to deal with negative experiences like that because I've never really had. Obviously, I've had bad events at the games, but I've always walked away from the games thinking this is why I do all this training. And this year it was kind of like it was different because it was definitely the hardest I've ever trained and the fittest I've ever been. But I obviously didn't walk away with the result I wanted, which honestly didn't. It was hard at the time, but I think as time went on, I feel like for me, it wasn't like a super thing that I had to dwell over for too long. Obviously, it comes back to bite you at times where it's like you think back to that one event. It was for me, I screwed up like the sled event, like the elimination style event. And now I'm just like every time I'm pushing a sled or doing something, it's like, oh my word, do you remember that? It's just learning how to deal with bad experiences. And especially for going into the elite division, I think that needed to happen sooner rather than later for moving up.
What happened on that handstand walk event? If you want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Don't worry, it's not like traumatic or anything. I can talk about it. So I honestly going into that event, I was like excited for it. I was like, I've never done an elimination style event like this before. Like I just thought it was going to be fun, and it was fun if you take all the placements and everything out of it. But so we were practicing in the back, and it was fine. And whenever we went out there, I was pretty confident and I got out on the floor and I pushed it. And I think just basically whenever I was pushing the sled and turning it around, the first couple times I did it, do you know the way we had to like turn it and like move our whole body around to push the sled? I was turning it and like it was landing like just over the line because I was turning it too soon. So then I had to like pull it back and then push it forward again. So that cost me a bit of time. And then I thought, okay, right, if I just push and make sure I'm like way past the line and I won't have to like do the whole shovey thing again. So then I done that, but that even ended up costing me even more time. And then by that point, because it was such a quick event, like I was already so far behind, and then I was just getting flustered. And then I turned around to kick up on the handstand line and I was at the wrong line. I was like, God, I've got to go down here. And then I had to go back. I was just in a like a 1 minute event, like I was just like 5 seconds behind where I needed to be to move up into the next round. So I mean things like that happen, but like it was obviously just unfortunate type of thing.
The where they had us kick up for the handstand walk was a little confusing because the line was so close to the mat.
Hmm.
It was like right there, and it was like, okay, I have to back up and make sure I don't like get my hands on the mat, like I get on the turf.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah.
this whole thing, but I did the
No,
same thing
it
on the
was
sled.
yeah, it was like completely my fault though. I knew like I remember going I think because I was already behind in the sled, it like put me off because I remember going out being like, right, they'd briefed it where to kick up behind the line like so many times. Like I don't have anyone to blame but myself. And then I kicked up and I was like, are you serious right now? Kind of thing. But no, uh no, it was good. It was well, that event wasn't good, but you definitely learn from those things. And I definitely say I've learned a lot more this year from any other year, which I know is a common thing that people say whenever like they have had failures, but it's because it's so true. Like I feel like if you my other years where I have been successful and done what I wanted to do, you just think, okay, everything's going well. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. Whereas whenever things like mistakes like that happen, it actually makes you think about the competition a lot more and actually properly analyze where you went wrong in your training. Well, not even in your training, just in your execution of workouts and like how to fix it for next time.
What advice do you have for like up and coming teenagers to kind of move past? I mean, that's a big deal. You had one event that didn't go your way by like 5 seconds, and it cost. I assume it cost the podium, the number one spot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
what advice do you have for? I mean, is that just part of CrossFit? Is that just sometimes just comes down to those sprint events? Just kind of talk through that a little bit.
I'm not really sure because I'm still learning, but I know one thing that I've learned from at least the past teens in the sport, and I'm like always try to make sure I learn from them because I think they've gone through mistakes so that we don't have to. So it's I should always like look up and listen to their advice type of thing. But I would just say it definitely took me a lot of time to process it and to make myself feel okay with it. But at the end of the day, like things like that do happen and dwelling on it isn't gonna change the fact of what happened after it. I think I am quite good at leaving the past event in the past and trying to move on to the next event. So I think that is like a skill that you've got to learn and you can only learn through competing. So probably just compete as much as you want, take as many chances in competitions that you maybe don't care about as much, just so you know how to handle failure and how to fix it for competitions that you do care about.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
because like in a lower intensity setting, you can kind
yeah.
of roll the dice a little more, right? And take risk and
Mm.
see like, oh, well, did that pay off? Is that something I would do
Yeah,
or not do, right? Just kind
yeah,
of test the
100%.
waters.
Yeah,
Like
and
you
I
could do
feel like
that for local
yeah,
competitions.
yeah, definitely. And last year in training, I didn't do very many competitions at all, type of thing, because I was like, I just want to get down. This is actually kind of unrelated, but I just had wanted to like have a full proper just training type of thing. But I feel like whenever you do that, sometimes your head can get so lost, and sometimes you just need a bit of buzz, a bit of something to keep you wanting to train. And breaking your training cycle for a competition sometimes isn't the worst thing in the world.
What would you say was like the most memorable moment from the games?
Honestly, after the sandbag event, me and Bergeros, we both didn't have the weekend that we wanted to have, kind of thing. And I was just talking, we just got talking, and I think the conversation that we had and just that probably taught me the most from this weekend, and I was really grateful for it. So probably that, honestly, it wasn't on the competition floor, but it definitely meant a lot to me throughout the weekend.
What did y'all chat about? Just like what kind
Top
of was
I
secret
going
things,
on?
top
I
Top
secrets,
know
secret ways.
I think it
classified.
was it was just nice to have somebody who was in like the same position and who just so like you weren't feeling all the bad feelings like you were feeling about the weekend by yourself. There's also somebody like we were both sharing similar experiences, and it was just nice to have someone not go through it alone. Nothing
Yeah.
top secret though, unfortunately.
Literally just be trying to figure out secrets from anybody over here. Like every episode, it's like, you have a secret for me?
You
Like,
should just be like, your intro should be like, welcome to the podcast. What's your secret?
What's
what's
your
your
secret?
secret? How'd you win the games?
Yeah.
How'd you podium at the games? Like, tell me, is there a
Just tell
secret?
me.
Just tell me now, or else you're getting kicked out of the podcast. Threatening you.
It's bagels.
It's bagels.
Yeah, it's bagels. But I'm trying to think, apart from that, there's definitely at the closing ceremony as well, whenever I like kind of realized I'm not gonna be back here ever, that was definitely a nice experience as well. It was just yeah, it just felt like nostalgic or something. I don't know. I liked seeing all like the younger teens coming up and just thinking like the same like with yourself as well, like all the experience I got to go through, and it's like it just makes me happy that get to go through them as well. I think.
Yeah, I loved the closing ceremony. It was so funny
Yeah,
because everybody was just chatting with everybody, and then like
yeah.
the event team was like, "Okay, guys, let's
You gotta
go,"
go.
and we're just like, "No."
We're
We're
not
staying.
leaving.
It's like, we're not leaving. You can't kick us out. But they were just like, come on, guys, you gotta go. And we're like, no.
Yeah. No,
Lucy, what is something that you wish 13-year-old Lucy at the games would have known?
probably to just chill out a wee bit. Just yeah, honestly, that's like for me, I can the amount of unnecessary stress I put myself under, especially comparing myself to other people, it was like everyone grows at different rates. Like your training will improve at different rates. Just because somebody got super fit from the age of 15 to 18 doesn't mean that's when you're going to get super fit. And it doesn't mean you need to. I feel like make sure you put in the effort and be proud of yourself, but also remember that it's the start of your career and to be a kid, to go out and do stuff and not just spend your whole life in the gym because that's not sustainable for anyone type of thing.
Mm. Now, what kind of fun stuff have you been up to lately?
Just like going out with my friends and I suppose that's like the only really thing I feel like just going out with your friends, even like stupid things like coffee dates or like I don't know, just little things. Like I would always especially early on in my career, I wouldn't like to go out to parties or anything because I'd be getting home late and it would just like mess up with my training the next day. And to be fair, I do come home from parties early sometimes, but it's like just if you want to go out and if you want to be out, I don't know, like late, like it's okay. Like realistically down the line, this won't matter whenever you're 25, basically. Maybe like don't be going out every night until like, I don't know, all hours of the night, but just let yourself have fun and be a kid. And if you want to go to prom or whatever and miss a day of training to get ready with your friends, like that's okay. Like you don't need to be up at the crack hours at dawn to get your old training in just because you're going out. Definitely, I feel like there's in saying that there's definitely a balance you have to get because you can't like you have got to train obviously in that, but it's like just give yourself grace sometimes is what I'd say.
Stella,
Oh,
would you like to talk about this?
why are you showing that?
This was earlier today, talking about having fun.
I was playing pickleball. I did not win. I was sad.
No, I feel you, don't worry. That's a valid reaction. That's the most valid reaction I've seen all week. Like
She did that in between every score.
every st-
Every
oh my
score I made on her today, I looked down and she was laying face down on the court.
She would turn around to go get the ball, and I would just be laying down. It's like
That's
face
recovery
down.
day for you.
Just like all disappointment
Yeah.
coming from my end. Anyways, that's my new thing that I'm doing now is pickleball because my
Oh,
coach was
cool.
freaking up my butt about me playing a sport. So here we are playing pickleball.
That's
With your
one thing
mother.
that I'm like so unathletic. Like I'm just the basic CrossFit kid who like didn't do any sports, and then like honestly, well, no, I did swim and I played a bit of field hockey, but I just feel like loads of people only do one sport just because
Yeah.
definitely I get the argument that team sports are good as well, but like I feel like if you got a good groove in CrossFit, you can just keep going if you're not too crazy with it.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you,
Yes,
Lucy.
thank you, Lucy. I will be showing that clip to my coach, but I'm already in pickleball, so it's
No,
fine.
I
I'm
always
in.
feel like it's like so targeted when you hear people, oh, stay in sports. They're like, sorry,
Let me
sorry.
just start tweaking out because you understand me now. Like, that's how I
Oh
feel.
my
I feel
gosh.
targeted. I'm just like, what if this is all I want to do? Like,
No.
I laughed so hard because we talked to Fee Sagafi like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and Fee was like pulled out her soapbox and was talking about how everyone should play sports, and Stella's face.
I was like,
I like took a screenshot
I
of it
know.
because Stella was like,
I know. I feel like I get the argument if like you're in a sport, don't stop a sport just for CrossFit. But like if you just don't want to do that, like with field hockey, I just honestly didn't want to do that anymore. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. It's like I suppose it's like any other sport. If you don't want to do it, just stop and
mm,
like find something else. And if you find CrossFit and it's your thing, then that's your thing.
yeah, I guess like my coach just wants me to have another thing to do
Yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't like revolve around CrossFit
but I think he also
because
wants you to have better like
hand-eye coordination.
hand-eye coordination and like body awareness.
yeah,
And his argument is like
yeah.
doing, and he's not wrong. Look how much you've
Yeah, no, it
improved.
is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have like really bad hand-eye coordination, so we needed to kind of like it's bad. Like it is not good. And it's also like when a ball is coming straight for me, somehow I decide to close my eyes.
No, I'm like, no, that's actually me. I'm really bad. Like, no, yeah, kind of thing. So,
That is hilarious. Just like that just describes me right now.
but
Oh,
I
and
have friends who
then,
don't even.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I have friends who don't even do any sport and they have bad hand-eye coordination. It's just like at least we can lift a barbell. There's some.
Well, Stella and I are like so bad. You hit a ball, Stella hit a ball over the fence and then goes out
Oh
into the
my
parking lot to get the ball and then hits the ball into the bushes.
I
And
tried
couldn't
to hit it
find the
like
ball.
back. I tried to hit it back over the fence and I hit it in the bush. Like
And you couldn't
what?
find it. The ball is gone.
The ball is in the bush somewhere. I don't know where it went. My coach would not be proud of me for that. He would not be happy, I fear. So, anywho, it is fun question time because we got to have one every episode. What fictional character would you choose to be friends with?
Maybe, well, just because I'm thinking of Harry Potter, but like Hermione Granger, she seems pretty cool. I think I like her. Or
She's cool.
yeah, uh, I literally can't think of anyone to be honest.
That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
What about you, Stella?
Um, Either like Mary Poppins because she just has like a bunch of stuff in her bag. And
good idea.
it's like, hey, I want a donut. Maybe she'll pull out a donut for me. Or like Lego Batman.
Oh, here, that's actually a cool one. Yeah.
Lego Batman's so random. That came out of nowhere. Or like even, ooh, Patrick from SpongeBob.
I actually was thinking about him a wee bit, and I was thinking I'm not sure if I could deal with that level of lack of
Ooh,
common sense, to be honest. But maybe.
yeah. I
What
would
do you?
just like call him up like once a month if I just need some like lack of common
Yeah,
sense around me.
yeah, yeah. Some like chill, just like easy going. Yeah, that's actually true.
How about you, Mom?
I would go with Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
Ooh, really? I feel like she
Yeah.
would get on my last nerve with all her
No.
smartness.
No, I like her. She like is just tell it like it is.
yeah.
Mm. I would get annoyed. I'd be like, just lie to me. Don't tell me the truth. Just lie to me.
Everyone needs that strong person, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want the truth.
Sometimes you can't handle the truth.
Sometimes I don't want the truth. Sometimes just like if I'm asking
Hence
you,
SpongeBob. Wait, who from SpongeBob?
Patrick, the
Oh,
star.
oh, I don't know.
Is it? I'm trying to remember her name. I'm pretty sure it's Chloe from Outer Banks. I think I'd like her. Was that a
Or
fictional character?
Sarah? Is it Sarah from Outer Banks? No,
Who?
Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chloe. I
Yeah.
think she seems pretty chill. I like her.
Oh yeah, she is cool. Did you watch the new season of Outer Banks?
Yeah. I think
That
the new honestly, there's a bit too much going on in it for me to like kind of follow. Like, see, whenever they zoom in on like these different random artifacts, I'm like, right, okay, that's another one I have to remember, and I'm like, I can't do this right now.
it's like, oh, a tombstone and then like a piece of
Yeah, I
newspaper.
know.
What?
What's
Like,
happening?
why are we finding all these historical artifacts? Like,
Yes, I know.
why is this important?
Exactly.
Like, please, why is this lady getting kidnapped? How did
You
she
know,
even get
like
kidnapped?
and why is
Like,
there a random guy dead on the beach for like the fifth time? Like, what's happening?
yeah.
That's
Why
the
is
thing.
there...
That's like my biggest pet peeve about new shows. You can tell they did like a pilot in like 2 episodes and then it got picked up. And then they're like trying to create these stories and then they run out of ideas and it just goes
Yeah.
sideways.
Yeah.
This is definitely that's what's happened with because Outer Banks was really good, like the first one, two, three seasons, maybe. No,
They
for
should have
one, two.
stopped.
Yeah, it should have stopped it, honestly. It's like oh, I can't remember the other show, but there's another show like that that is really good, and then it just goes completely out of whack, and it's like, what's happening?
Mm.
Yeah, that's happened to a few of them. I feel
Mhm.
like that was what Lost was. Now, that was a show that was way before your guys' time, but it was like the plane crash and they went to this island. And then, spoiler alert, after 10 seasons, it was all a dream or something. And you're like,
Oh,
what? Or
serious?
like something like that. I don't remember if it was a dream or
Oh, that
aliens.
ruins
But
it.
it was like they couldn't figure out how to wrap it. So they just came up with
Yeah,
this. It's like a literary thing, like Deus Ex Machina, where they just swoop in and come up with this, like, man, we're just going to end it with this.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. I
I
feel like
hate when
Outer
that
Banks is
happens.
about to do that to y'all.
Yeah.
Honestly, it needs to. It's like it's ruined it.
They should have ended it last season. Because it's just
Yeah,
now like random things going on that don't make any sense.
yeah. No, I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels like this because I literally like I'm kind of watching it and I'm like, isn't there new episodes coming out in November as well?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna finish them just because I've got myself in like this far, but I'm kind of like I don't even remember what's happened.
It's like I've been at this since like the first season came out in 2020. Or was it
Yeah.
2019? I don't remember, but like I've been in it since then. Gotta finish it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And then it takes so long for a new season to come out. I'm like,
Yeah.
what actually happened?
Yeah.
That's like the same with I need to rewatch the last Spider-Man movie because that's coming out soon, isn't it? And I really
Yeah.
like Spider-Man movies, so I want to watch that and know what's
In like
actually going on.
2025, there's a new Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland in it.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to that.
Like it needs
Also,
to.
why was Taylor Swift?
It was so good. It
Oh,
was
I'm
so
actually so
good.
jealous. It
Bro,
looks so
we could
good.
have like picked you up or something.
Flown me
Not
over
on the
from the
way.
airport. Like,
Like, yeah, you're on the way. No, you're not. Could have just gone across the world, picked you up. It was just so good. I'm like having so much post-concert depression right now.
I know.
It was just amazing.
Yeah. I think I wasn't really a fan of hers until the Eras tour started. I actually was like a diehard hater, to be honest. And then the tour started, and I was like, here, this is pretty good.
I
That's
realized like
hilarious.
we went to Taylor Swift when she was like 5 years old, and then
Yeah.
she started getting obsessed with her like a year and a
When
half
like
ago. Well, I
no,
guess
like
when the
when
tour started.
Midnight's no, when Midnight's came
And
out.
Midnight's came, and I thought this is going to be a long teen years if I don't just get on board. And so I started listening to it all the time, listening to Taylor we were always in
Yeah.
the car. And so then I got converted too, Lucy. It was like, this is
Yeah.
pretty good, some of this, and now I love her. So
It's like a
Yeah.
slow burn. I feel like the way like she was like pictured of me through like I don't know like Instagram and everything. I was just like, oh, I don't like her, I don't like her. And then whenever you start listening to a few more of her songs, it's like, okay, I actually like this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so many like songs that have different vibes to it that I feel
Yeah,
like anybody could like at least one of her songs. Like that's
yeah,
how much of that's like her range of music. Like you've got country, you've got pop, you've got like high beat, like Reputation
yeah,
type stuff. There's just
definitely.
so it's just such like a big range of music that she
Yeah,
writes. And I'm
100%.
hoping that someday she comes out with a rock album because I think that would be really cool. Just saying. Taylor, if you're hearing this, come out with a rock album.
Taylor is not hearing this.
No, she's not. She should. Why would I don't know. Anywho, we've just been yapping for the past like
Yeah, I
15 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about CrossFit wise, or if like you're like teens should know this going into this next year, or if like teens are going to the games, what do they need to know? Like what give some Lucy advice.
Honestly, there isn't much to it. I'm kind of still like don't even know what's going on. But I I would say it's just like it is your own journey. So don't try and time it. Give yourself a timeline, or I've got to do this by this age, and then I've got to do this by this age, because like things just happen at your own pace, and some things might happen a lot faster than you're expecting them to, and if they don't, if they happen a lot slower, then just let it happen. But yeah, that's really all I've got, kind of thing. I keep on saying kind of thing after everything I'm saying.
I mean, there's some people who are just saying like all the time, so I don't
Oh,
even
I'm
notice it.
as well.
I don't know this
I'm
kind of
so
thing.
bad at
We say
that.
like a lot too, though, Stella.
Yeah, but there's some people that are just like
Like just like, see, you just did
Yeah,
it.
American
I am
thing.
too bad at that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, round of applause, Lucy.
Yay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Well,
Oh, thank
Lucy.
you. That was good.
good luck at Wadapalooza and
Yeah.
next season, and may you get back to training when you feel like it.
No, I am. Like I am. I mean, that sounds really bad. Like I am training. I'm just kind of like doing bits. I'm doing wee bits. Like I'm doing bits that I want to do, type of thing. Oh my
It's
word, I
Yeah.
need
important
to
though.
start.
You probably need,
Yeah.
I
Type
mean,
of
you
thing.
probably need a minute. You need a minute to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like because it's the first time that I've actually taken time off since I've started competing, like properly off. So it was definitely needed. And I'm just like after those Waterploos qualifiers, I'm like, okay, I haven't lost it. I haven't lost it. It's okay. I'm still fit.
yeah, you won't
That's
lose it for a
good.
long, long time.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. Just don't, go like a decade. I think that's,
Oh no, no, I'm like I'm me and my sister have got a high rocks in November sometime. So
oh, fun.
I've got to get fit for that. It's running
Yeah.
fit, which isn't good for me at all, but
I
we're still
think if
trying. We're
like
still getting there.
I get back into my running shape, I've thought about doing high rocks just because it's getting more popular and it
That's
might be cool to do.
yeah. I honestly, running's been one of the things I've properly been doing, like more than anything since I've like been training because it's just so easy. Like to go in, get on the treadmill, and you have a really good workout in like 40 minutes and then you're done and it's like it's nice. So I think that's the one good thing about me not training. I've actually been running a lot more and I've been quite liking it. I'm not very fast, but like I'm liking my pace. And also, I forgot to say to you, the last time we were on here, you said, Meredith, this is, and it was like one piece of advice that got me through was you can stop when you're done, but just not now. And I've been like, it actually works. It's so weird.
It does. It makes no
It
sense,
really,
but it really works.
yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Especially in like zone two things or something that's just
Yes.
long. It's like I can stop whenever I'm finished, but like I've still got I'm not finished yet. I can stop
I'm not
whenever
finished yet.
But it's like you could stop now, but
But
like
you can't. You
but you
Yeah,
can't.
can't.
You can't because
yeah,
you're not finished.
yeah.
It's
Like
so dumb, but it works.
it is, it's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
Anyways.
I could help Lucy. Look at that.
Yeah,
I'm
look at you,
useful.
Mom.
How useful I am on this podcast.
Well, we all wish the best for you and we'll be cheering you on through everything and keep me updated on
Yeah, same with
everything
you.
going on
I
in
will.
your life. And
And when you're a
I,
big dogs games athlete, you'll have to come back to the little podcast and
yeah,
spread
be
your
like
Oh, for
knowledge.
Lucy,
sure.
big dogs athlete on the podcast. Woo!
Yes, thank you. It was good chatting to you. See you later.
Okay,
All right,
bye.
bye.
King of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch out, here I come. This is my time.